Good day, everyone. I am Mr. Gary D. Patricio, a registered nurse and currently taking Master of Arts in Nursing, major in Nursing Administration at Central Philippine University. And I will be presenting my matrix entitled Patient Safety Culture and its Relationship with Hospital Adverse Events. As for my rationale, patient safety culture is fundamental in healthcare, aiming to prevent errors and adverse effects to ensure high-quality care for patients by Goschel et al. 2020. The nursing work environment plays a crucial role in shaping this culture, as evidenced by studies highlighting a positive link between nursing competence and safety culture scores by Smith et al. 2020, Adachi Nelson 2020, and Rainey et al. 2021. Particularly in primary healthcare settings where a significant portion of patient care occurs, the nursing practice environment holds considerable sway in shaping safety culture by Smith et al. 2020. Moreover, research suggests that maintaining a favorable nursing practice environment contributes to positive safety perception and bolster patient safety culture, especially during critical periods such as COVID-19 pandemic by Rayleigh et al. 2021. To foster a safe work culture, institution must prioritize leadership that not only values safety but also supports nurse managers, fosters collaboration, and welcomes feedback for continual improvement. An ideal patient safety culture should involve comprehensive safety practices such as open error reporting, robust leadership engagement, continuous education, proactive risk management, and strong teamwork. These practices are necessary to create a supportive environment where patient safety is a top priority, leading to a significant reduction in adverse events by Goschel, Watcher, and Pronovost in the year 2020. As per Sexton et al. 2020 argue that an ideal patient safety culture requires active leadership involvement, continuous training, and the establishment of clear communication channels for reporting and addressing safety concerns. Their research highlights the need for a blame-free environment to encourage reporting and learning from errors. Similarly, by Schwendemann et al. 2022 emphasize the need for comprehensive safety training and active engagement from leadership to develop and maintain a strong patient safety culture. They found out that hospitals with regular safety training and leadership support reported better than patient outcomes and fewer adverse events. Despite progress in understanding and promoting patient safety culture, gaps still exist in practice. Common issues include underreporting of errors, inconsistent adherence to safety protocols, lack of leadership supports, inadequate resources, and cultural resistance to change. These gaps hinder the full realization of an effective patient safety culture, thereby perpetuating the occurrence of adverse events by Kim, Lee, and Choi in year 2021. Globally, Thomas et al. 2020 highlight the global challenge of underreporting errors due to fear of blame and punitive actions, suggesting that creating a non-punitive environment is essential for encouraging report and learning from mistakes. By Benson et al. 2021 discussed the global lack of leadership commitment to patient safety culture, indicating that without strong leadership support, safety initiatives are often underfunded and poorly implemented, leading to persistent safety issues. And additionally, by Sarkar et al. 2022, identify gaps in resources and training for patient safety culture globally, showing that many healthcare systems lack the necessary resources and training programs to support effective safety culture initiatives. Nationally, by Grinder et al. 2021, in the USA, highlight the inconsistency in safety practices across the healthcare institutions, arguing that without national guidelines, variations in safety culture practices lead to differing levels of patient safety and adverse event rates. Similarly, Johnson et al. 2021 in the UK identified gaps in safety training for healthcare professionals, showing that many healthcare workers lack adequate training and safety culture practices, which affect their ability to prevent and manage adverse events. Additionally, by Nguyen et al. 2022, in Vietnam, point out the lack of national support for error reporting systems, suggesting that without a supportive national framework, healthcare institutions struggle to develop and maintain effective safety culture practices. And lastly, locally, by Cabrera et al. 2019, highlight the lack of comprehensive safety training programs in the Philippines, noting that many healthcare workers are not adequately trained in safety practices, which affects their ability to prevent and manage adverse events. Similarly, by Guevara et al. 2023, discussed the lack of leadership engagement in patient safety culture initiatives in the Philippines, arguing that without strong leadership support, safety initiatives are often poorly implemented and fail to achieve desired outcomes. Moreover, by Montemayor et al. 2022, identify cultural barriers to error reporting in the Philippines, showing that fear of blame and punitive actions discourage healthcare workers from reporting errors, which hinders learning and improvement. As for my general objective, this study will be conducted to determine the patient's safety culture and its relationship with hospital adverse events in a certain hospital in the province of Aklan. Specifically, this study aims to: number one, determine the respondent's profile in terms of age, marital status, educational attainment, years of experience, working unit, and employment status. Number two, determine the patient safety culture according to teamwork within units, supervisor actions, communication, teamwork, staffing, and handoff. Number three, determine the adverse hospital events occurred over the last 5 years. Number four, determine the relationship between patient safety culture and respondent's profile when taken as a whole and when classified according to age, marital status, educational attainment, years of experience, working unit, and employment status. Number five, determine the relationship between adverse hospital events and respondent's profile when taken as a whole and when classified according to age, marital status, educational attainment, years of experience, working unit, and employment status. And lastly, to determine if significant relationship would exist between safety culture and adverse hospital events. Significance of the study. These are individuals or groups that will benefit from this study. Number one are the professional provider. Professional providers, specifically doctors, nurses, and supporting staff, through these findings of the study, the healthcare providers will gain a deeper understanding of the importance of a robust patient safety culture. This can lead to a better adherence of safety protocols, improved error reporting, and overall heightened awareness of safety practices. Number two is the hospital administration. Hospital administrators' insight from the study can guide administrators in designing effective strategies to strengthen patient safety culture, improve staff training, allocate resources efficiently, and support non-punitive reporting system. Next is the families and patient. The stronger patient safety culture translates a fewer medical errors and adverse events, leading to a better patient outcomes and increased trust in the healthcare system. The next is the policymakers and regulators. The study can provide evidence-based recommendations for developing policies and regulations aimed at improving patient safety culture and reducing adverse events in the healthcare settings. Next is the healthcare training and education institutions. The finding can be incorporated into curricula to educate future healthcare professionals about the importance of patient safety culture and effective safety practices. By integrating the study's insight into training programs, these institutions can prepare graduates who are well equipped to contribute to a culture of safety in their professional practice. And lastly, healthcare researchers. The study adds to the body of knowledge of patient safety culture in adverse events, offering a new data and perspectives that can inform future research. Researchers can use the findings to conduct further studies, develop new theories, and contribute to the continuous improvement of healthcare safety practices. As for the research design, this study will utilize a survey correlation research design employing one-shot survey. The which involves collecting data through surveys and to explore relationship between variables, and will employ one-shot survey design where data is gathered from a single survey administered at one point in time to provide a snapshot of these variable relationships. A survey correlation research design is a methodological approach used to collect data from respondents using surveys and then analyze the relationship between different variables measured through those surveys. As for the population and sampling, the study participants were all nurses in a specific private hospital in the province of Aklan. As for the sampling method is the census method. Census method is a comprehensive data collection technique where information is gathered from every member of a population. This approach is typically used when it is feasible and practical to survey the entire population of interest rather than just a sample. Definition of variables. First is the demographic profile. Demographic profile refers to the collection of participant characteristics that describe the population, such as age, gender, marital status, educational attainment, years of experience, and working unit. In this study, the demographic profile is collected through a questionnaire that includes specific items for each characteristic. Number one is age. Age will be measured as a number of completed years from the respondent's date of birth to the date of the survey. Number two is the educational attainment. The highest level of education completed reported as a high school diploma, associate degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, and doctoral degree. Number three is the years of experience. The total number of years in profession practice reported as an integer. Next is working unit. The specific department where the participant works, reported as a categorical variable. And lastly, employment status. This will be measured by asking respondents to select their current employment status from the list options, which are permanent or probationary nurse. Next is the patient safety culture. Patient safety culture refers to a shared values, attitude, beliefs, norm, and behavior within a healthcare organization that prioritize and promote patient safety as a fundamental aspect of quality healthcare delivery. It encompasses the collective commitment of healthcare professionals, leadership, and staff to continuously identify, mitigate, and prevent errors, adverse events, and harm to patients. In this study, it refers to the patient safety culture, which includes teamwork within units, supervisor management action, promoting safety, communication, staffing, handoff, and transition. These are measured using validated survey form entitled AHRQ Hospital Survey on Patient Safety Culture version 1.0. And lastly, hospital adverse events, defined as an unintended and undesirable incident or outcome that occurred during the course of patient care within the hospital setting. In this study, it involves identifying, categorizing, and measuring incident or outcome that result in patient harm or potential harm during hospitalization. Number of events reported in the past 5 years will be 1 to 5 reports. Next is 6 to 10 reports. And next is 11 to 20 reports. And lastly, 21 reports or more. Next is the paradigm of variables. First is the antecedent variable, which is the demographic profile. Under the demographic profile includes the age, sex, marital status, educational attainment, years of experience, working unit, and employment status. As for the independent variable, which is the patient safety culture, under the patient safety culture are teamwork within units, supervisor action promoting patient safety, communication, staffing, and handoff. And lastly, the dependent variable, which are the adverse events that happened for the last 5 years. The statistical test, the data gathered will be analyzed using Statistical Package of Social Sciences, SPSS version 27. Frequency and distribution of tables, median and mean, will be determined for descriptive analysis. Mann-Whitney-U test, Kruskal-Wallis H test, and Spearman-Rho correlation will be employed to determine the strength of direction of relationships between variables. The hypothesis will be tested at an alpha level of 0.5. Mann-Whitney-U test will be used to compare two independent groups on a single ordinal dependent variable. Kruskal-Wallis H test to compare the three or more independent groups on a single ordinal dependent variable. And lastly, the Spearman-Rho correlation to assess the strength and direction of association between two ordinal variables or between an ordinal and a continuous variable. And these are my references. Thank you so much again and good day.